Major announcements at the state and local level of government today. Governor Kathy Hochul and lawmakers reached a tentative budget agreement.
Part of that agreement includes millions of dollars for a new Buffalo Bills stadium, something Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz touted in his State of the County address today.
The county says it has more money at its disposal, but it wants to be smart about how it's used. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Mary Alice Demler.
And I'm Scott Levin. More on the address in just a moment. But first tonight, lawmakers are working overtime to finalize the budget. 2 Side's Rob Hackford is here now to break down how that money will actually be spent now. Rob?
Scott and Mary Ellis, today's budget presentation covered pretty much everything you would expect, transportation to education. We will be breaking down those individual aspects once we get the final copy of the budget, which at this very moment is likely being printed out for Albany lawmakers.
We have come to a conceptual agreement.
The $220 billion budget deal laid out by Governor Kathy Hochul Thursday was just a preview of the massive stack of bills that lawmakers will hope to vote on in the next day and a half. The budget is a week late and was delayed by debate over Bills stadium funding, bail reform, among other things, but the deal Hochul presented.
It is balanced and it pairs a bold vision with a fiscally responsible approach.
An approach that will start at the pump. Hochul says from June 1st to December 31st, the state will cut its gas tax for a savings of about 16 cents per gallon.
People, as they go to the pump and have that sense of stress in their chest when they think about the cost of the gas as they try to figure out if they're going to be able to afford it for the day.
As for Bills Stadium, Hochul said the final budget will reflect the state's $600 million contribution. She also addressed that project cost increases will be paid for by the team and not New York.
This is a regional priority for part of our state. We also have many other regional priorities that we're addressing for other parts of the state, too.
Support for industries hard hit by the pandemic is also included. In healthcare, $1.2 billion will be allocated for bonuses for frontline healthcare workers and $7.4 billion for home healthcare aides to fund a $3 wage increase for people in that profession.
We will now be able to usher in a new era for New York.
Alcohol to go is also returning post-pandemic, along with money for rental assistance and utility arrears. There's a new 5-year plan for transportation infrastructure investment, and that will total $32.8 billion. The other sticking point, bail reform, will be in the budget, Hochul says, and will make it easier for judges to jail repeat offenders and those convicted of firearms charges.
Not sacrificing the rights of individuals, but focusing on public safety and making sure people get the medical attention they need.
Well, State Budget Director Rob Mahika said this pending budget is $4 billion over what was originally proposed by the governor, but it will also include a large bump in the state's rainy day fund from 4% to 15% of the state's operating budget. In the studio, Rob Hackford, Channel 2 News.